Okay, so hello friends, myself Shrikant Swami here, and today my guest is Prasanta Monty. I worked with him in my earlier companies, and he's very go-to person to talk about any of the situations or any of the problems. So welcome Prasanta, and over to you now.
Thank you, Srikant. I'm honored you have invited me to this podcast series on quality engineering. My name is Prashant Mohanty. I'm a technological and digital transformation leader uh, with various domains at telecom, investment banking, PLM, other IT environment systems. Currently, I'm serving as a general manager at Voice, where I'm leading a highly scalable, emerging middleware platform which supports Vodafone's API first approach. Uh, Previous to this organization, I worked with Onyx, ConnectWise, JPMC, and Geometric. Nowadays, my potential interests are mostly focused on large scale AI security and bringing AI initiative to the platform where we can improve the productivity and efficiency of the work. And I write blogs on Medium platform, and also in my free time, I love to do certain paintings. I am a canvas painter right now. So that's all my introduction, Srikant.
Okay, awesome. So just to set the agenda, so because I'm from the quality background and Prasanta also has some quality initiatives. So we will be mostly talking about the quality perspective, quality engineering, and of course, Prasanta has vast experience. It's my duty to extract more and more practical perspective from the quality engineering perspective. So let's get started. Yeah. So Prasanta,
Yeah.
typically, the way we start is, uh, interview tips and resume tips for the person who want to prepare for the quality engineering position. Let it be as a junior, senior, or a lead person. So from your perspective, what are the things you would expect from resume or from the candidate?
Srikant, this question comes up quite often to me. Okay. Uh, in my view, I'll let you know very frankly, quality engineering is not just about testing a software. It is beyond that one. Like it starts from operator to optimizers to the architect of quality and bringing scale into picture. So there are three segments over here. What you have asked is a during resume tips plus your interview skills and also upscaling of a quality engineering. So let's focus on the third one first. Then we'll go a little bit on the other two aspects. So the first one is upscaling. How you understand what is happening in the industry very well. So in upscaling, there are various ranges of colleagues' experience. Okay, so if you are a uh, junior level entrant or 0 to 2 experience, okay, what will be your focus at that period of time? So your focus will be completely focused on improving your skills on automation, CI/CD, and observability. So what tools and technology you need to learn during this period? So the most famous tools and technologies where globally across maybe 80% products are used towards that. Like you can use Selenium, Playwright, Rest Assured, or Postman on a CI/CD or AWS way or a cloud way of looking into it. Any kind of a cloud foundation certification will be perfect, whether it is AWS or GCP or Azure kind of stuff. Nowadays, because every other application is a containerization application, so Docker Essential is little bit will help you out, and also bringing in little bit of observability. So if you are aware of a Grafana and Kibana kind of a stuff or Prometheus kind of a stuff, that will help you out in the, not in a larger scale. You just need to do some queries and sufficient. Now we'll go to the second level of colleague experience, where you will go to a mid level like 2 to 5 years or 2 to 6 years, 7 years kind of stuff. Now you get away from script execution. Okay, you are hands on very well. Now you have to go to the next level. Here the focus will be system design plus performance and security testing. So how what are the tools and technologies you will be using it? For performance, you can use JMeter and K6 new tool. It is a new market tool. And then you have security testing. You can use or OSAP, JAP tool, or Burp Suite. Uh, Now, because you have a cloud foundation in the previous 4 5 years, now you have to move it to little bit more on cloud formation, or maybe you can say that infrastructure as a code way of looking into it. So, Terraform, Ansible, Chef, Puppet kind of a tools comes into picture over here. Now, now you are past this till 6 years. Okay, now you will be become the lead or QE architect kind of a role, 6 to 10, 12 years of experience range. What is the focus over here in the industry? So the focus is like you need to understand the quality resiliency focus over here. Nowadays, AI in quality is coming into picture, so that is also mostly relevant. So when we focus on quality resiliency or system resiliency, so you need to understand all SRE principles like SLO, SLIs, error budgets also. Number two, like AI in quality engineering, bringing efficiency, productivity through integration with different AI tools. Uh, Want to understand the predictive analytics of the different tools, how exactly they are predicting it. And because you are in a engineering of architecture or lead kind of a stuff, you need to understand the whole ecosystem of architecture also. So Kubernetes, service mesh, Istios will be helping you out in this direction. So we have considered three categories over here, the upscaling part, but the most will be always coding. The last means if you are a coder, okay, quality engineering nowadays is not just manual testing. Gone those days. It's everywhere. It is coding like a developer. So focus on algorithm, data structure, system level of engineering, core principles, and everywhere the interviews are always happen like coding practices test. Those are days over when they are going to ask you like, okay, what is white box testing? What is black box testing? Those are not there usually. So focus on a lot of coding practices that will help you out and build a confidence in terms of whatever the automation you are going to do it. Now, the third one will be like the resume tips. Nowadays, what is happening everywhere? The resumes are auto selected. They don't go to any person to select it. That whether this is resume is applicable to me or not. Okay, so it's a AI generated auto selection or that same way. So put the keywords perfectly. Okay, look into the job description. Put keywords, right keywords, so that your resume is got selected, and you can go for the next level of hiring discussion with the HR towards that. So these are the 4 5 techniques. I think upskilling, resume tips, interview guidelines definitely need to be followed for every QE. Okay, we need to be getting away from manual way of looking into it and go towards a more larger picture of quality engineering in this.
Okay, really awesome. You covered, I think, multiple topics and for multiple positions, junior, senior, and lead. Okay, so now let's move on to the core topic or the core agenda. Being at a
Yeah.
at higher level, being at your level, um, I hope you must have gone through many of the many projects. So normally, developer and tester smoothness. Okay, so from your leadership perspective, what are the changes or what are the top one two changes you think you can bring in the software development process so that there's an increased communication between developer and tester and very less bottleneck.
Good. It's an excellent question. I'm glad that you have asked this, Shrikant. In my view, developer and testers are like Wi-Fi. Okay, if one is missing, there is nothing like you cannot. You will absorb the chaos when it is missing. Okay, in a world where if there is no Wi-Fi, then nothing can happen, right? So similarly, it's a correlation between dev plus test. But from my last 18 to 19 years of experience, what I have observed, the challenges are always with test data plus test environment. For me, like it is always a myth, or people are always saying that, okay, uh, uh, it works on QA when they it doesn't work on QA, but it works on my machine.
Excellent. Excellent.
That myth is going it is going to be there always. It is never going to be going out. So, and also test data complexity of a test data in a multi-distributed architecture is quite a pain. So bringing efficiency in test data plus test management will be the uh, portion from dev to test smoothness. Like whatever we can do for a test environment, okay, can't we build a ecosystem where the test environment will be up through a cloud formation template, where the networks, databases, services, the resources all can be combined, and it will be up. And the whenever the pull request happens, the tester test it. The tear down happen of the whole ecosystem happens. So what will happen through this way of looking into it? My uh, way is like to give you an example. Okay, if you are in a restaurant, there are multiple chefs available. Okay, some is in different expertise, but they always look for a chef's main requirement is always the oven, or maybe the cooking gas, or something like that. Okay, without that they can't do it anything. Okay, so in a kitchen, providing a chef their own culinary ecosystem, where they can benefit or create a new recipe without looking for the core principles of like a oven or gas or something like that. So what will happen, they have their own way of looking into it, everything. So they can create the ecosystem, they can destroy the ecosystem in their own way to achieve the quality at the first.
Okay, fantastic. So what you're saying is having independent or own environment, or probably say untouched environment, on the fly environment setup, so that things will go smooth, and that will help the dev to test communication little bit better.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah,
tangent on
because
this.
we always hear. Yeah, because we always hear, okay, that the data got corrupted,
Uh,
the data is not available, my DB is not working. Okay, so these problems will go out. Okay, you have your own service. How many times you want to make it up and reduce? Okay, that's all your problem, rather than uh,
yeah.
particularly whole ecosystem environment.
Yes,
Yeah.
I totally agree, and I'm 100% rooted for this. Just a tangent on this. So this is between engineering person, but what about the cost factor? Because that involves a cost, right? If it is not on local, say if it is on cloud, so every time there is a cost involved. So what is your take on it?
The cost is going to be, see, if you want to bring a high quality aspect, okay, you cannot get away from cost. uh, you cannot build a ecosystem with the zero cost, right? You cannot bring a change without saying that, okay, I don't want to invest a single dollar, but I want to create an empire. Not possible at all. Okay, so the processes whichever we want to bring always, okay, has always a cost. So initially, when there was a servers architecture, VM hypervisor was there was a cost, x amount of cost. Then the containerization concept came. Do you think that the cost has reduced? No, I don't think so. Okay, because at that period of a time, your application scalability has increased, right? Your number of requests has also increased. So infrastructure wise, okay, you can plan certain way. Okay, you don't need a high amount of service to do only a functional testing. You can minimize your resources, okay, minimize your DB to particularly attain to that particular test functionality. So based on that also, we can reduce down the cost. You don't need a whole server of 32 GB or 1 TB of hard disk or maybe SDD going to be attached to that server, right? You have a minimized platform right now. So you can build 1,000 way of cloud formation to achieve that one. So I believe it will be the similar cost whatever we are maintaining the ecosystem nowadays. Okay, because we put there is a dev environment, there is a SIT environment, there is a UAT environment, there is a prod environment, prod replica environment. Lot many environments. We don't need it. Okay, we need a certain way where it can says that okay everything goes and tear down happens and the test can be achieved.
Okay, okay. Yes, I agree that if compared to very earlier monolithic this thing, we have a lot of customization available in the cloud, and that too based on individual costs. So that is really going to help at each and every place. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Um, moving on. So consider there are many teams in a company or in a module, and one particular team wants to make a delta change for their particular bug fixing or feature release or whatever. Okay, now because it's a distributed thing, from your perspective, how to manage this definition of done for one particular team, because there will be a lot of dependencies, there will be a lot of expectations from other teams that this should work, then only my change should go to production or whatever. So how to manage this definition of done?
Okay, I'll tell you. Every Scrum has their own definition of done always. Okay, it differs from Scrum to Scrum based on the architecture you are working on it. So there is a myth always that happens. Okay, in a microservice architecture, that my service is working fine, but I'm not accountable for your service. Okay, yeah, whatever happens is your service, not my everything is working fine for me. Okay, so in this microservice world, okay, we should be getting away from saying that okay, my service works, okay, but it should works with other services too, and provide failure information when there is a any problem happens. So that will be the new bar for that. The old traditional done criteria is something like you do ship the code, okay, certain unit test got passed, then you have a, little bit of a product demo happen, QA sign up mostly manually. Okay, automation they don't focus on it on the same sprint. Then it will be passed. Okay, definition of done is done. So we need to get away from this traditional done to the modern done. Now, what will be the modern done over here? The QA people get okay the source code and it is tested, okay, certain way. Plus, the observability is maintained, like your metrics and logs are coming all perfect. Plus, it is deployed to a production kind of an environment with synthetic monitoring. Plus, if you have a health check required for this feature, then that is also going to be implemented here. So there are 4 5 criteria building. So you are not going to putting only definition of done for right now. You are putting it for future. You are building an ecosystem where it will work. If somebody says that ship the code right away to the production, it will happen rather than you wait and do lot of formation of a process testing. Okay, I'll do UAT along with certain other teams and everything. That can be avoided over here. So that's what I believe will be should be the modern definition of done in a Scrum or Agile practices.
Okay, just a tangent on this. So coming to the technicalities, do you think this cross-team sign-off or even the contract-based testing will it help here?
Yeah, definitely. The CTS or cross team sign off is a like a process, right? You have been asking other teams to provide sign ups, okay, and they take their own value time. Okay, I'm busy in my own Scrum. How can I provide you a CTS? Okay, so people dedicated a bandwidth to do cross team sign off. Okay, whether to minimize the failure. So my shift left is over here is like why you put other people to go into a that mode. Build a CTS sign of ecosystem, okay, and run yourself. Everything is automation. What the other person is doing, they are also running certain automation to identify whether all the tests are passed or not. So can't the person, if I am the QA, I can't run their whole ecosystem, only run if there is a failure happen, then you can go and discuss whether this situation happened, or pre-engage the CTS way of looking into it. What are the feature you are shipping? You should be always go and discuss well before at the final state, rather than you go and tell it, okay, we are all UAT ready. Now you just provide the sign of this myth is going should be there, should be going out actually. So that's my viewpoint,
Yeah.
Srikant, over here.
Okay. Awesome. So on the same line, uh, next question or next topic for discussion, how to design systems that meet the current needs while anticipating future technological shift. Okay, interesting thing. So, right, earlier there was monolithic and some old technologies were there, and now we have, new programming languages, whatever Golang is there, many other things are there. So, how do we manage current things, also be little bit future ready?
Yeah, I'm glad that you have asked this question. Okay, this is an excellent question for future readiness also. In my view, it is something like, okay, Shrikant is going on a trip. Okay, he has packed everything on that trip, every items whatever is required. Plus, he has packed an umbrella so that if there is uncertain rain happens or storm happens, he has that umbrella with him. Okay, so future proofing in technology is similar like this. Okay, in my view, we put 4 5 points over here to achieve this one. Secure by design, because security comes at the very first. Okay, so embed security at the very beginning rather than at the end. So some of the practices like threat modeling, like secure APIs, or you can say that zero trust architecture, uh, encryption everywhere concepts should be coming into picture. Then the scalability portion will be coming into second one. You don't think for the current growth, you always think for the future growth, or maybe think about 100x growth. So think that way and design your applications. So concepts or maybe design patterns like microservices architecture, event-driven architecture, stateless architecture, containerization, load balancing, CDN, different CDN cachings over here, CDN distributed application caching. Then you have database sharing or partitions. All those comes into picture over here. That's the number two. Number three will be you always need to be secure enough in terms of a failure point. Means design your application where the failure should not happen. Means the availability concepts, like, so you have a clustering, active passive way of looking into it. The circuit breakers are also coming into picture. DB replication, because your data needs to be replicated somewhere. Then multi deployment strategy, like we usually call it geo redundancy. If one region totally crashes, you have another region to support it. All those things. Then you have multi-platform architectures. Like you always design the architecture in a such a way it should work for web, it should work for IoT, it should work for desktop, or whatever changes are with definitely the screen resolution, because everywhere the platforms are very highly responsive UI design kind of architecture. So these are 4 points which we should be focusing over here in terms of identifying the real future proofing for an architecture in terms of a technology side.
Okay, okay, right. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, AI. Okay, so AI is everywhere
My
nowadays.
favorite topic.
Yeah, yeah. So about the AI paradigm shift. Okay, so because you are a seasoned leader and you have a lot of experience in that, um, how to actually use different AI tools for better productivity, uh, you know, based on their actual value and not their hype. there are some tools, I don't want to take names, which are on hype basis. People are buying it and ultimately they are not using it. We have seen this also. So based on the value addition, how do we evaluate? How do you evaluate a certain AI tool and how can we use it?
Okay, okay. Uh, I think excellent question. You have touched a very sensitive topic on AI. Okay, I'll say return on investment (ROI). Okay, of a system. Okay, so Srikant, you think this as a you have a Ferrari. Okay, you have a Ferrari model. How you understand the ROI of that? It's a shiny car, right? Everybody wants to drive the Ferrari of a lot of high value, but ROI is what on that Ferrari? Okay, the status symbol is different. Okay, but it should drive first, right? If you are keeping in a garage, then there is no point of doing it. So the Ferrari's ROI is you keep the speed of 300 kilometer per hour in a road. The condition is very, very bad, or it's a bumpy road. Then you says that okay, the real ROI comes from our Ferrari. So AI systems are everywhere. Okay, how you understand the real value from the shiny hype? There is a concept in nowadays. It's very much popular. The 3R test of AI evolution or AI evaluation. Number one is results. Second one is reliability. Third is resiliency. So number one, resiliency or result. How you understand what are the real outcomes of that AI integration? How you measure that outcome? Because we are in a quality engineering. Okay, we focus on something on quality. Does the AI decreases your QA cycle by 50%, or it saved 20 hours of time in a complete sprint? Because these are measurable entities. Then you will say that okay, this is a good portion of a selection. If they are not able to correlate or provide anything, then it's just a simple demo or a good demo. We don't need to really keep it. Then it comes as a reliability in the sense, whenever you ask the question, the answers are quite accurate in that manner. So accuracy patterns of every AI is different. Okay, if you want to achieve 95% accuracy, then a lot of data needs to be there. So think that way. If it is reducing your MTTR by 30%, then it's good. Does it has that kind of a capability? Then it is reliability. Then resiliency coming into picture. What I mean by resiliency over here, or relevance, we'll say that every AI is bundled with lot of features. But what is needed for you? First, we need to understand that. Means the business impact of me is more crucial than it is impacting everybody else. I don't need 100 bundle features. I need my business criteria to be resolved. So identify those first. So what is your business criteria in a technical term? Is a low latency, availability high, okay, or uptime or cost, all those factors. If you are able to calculate these 3 R's, results, reliability, and relevance, you will be able to understand whether it's really providing a hype or providing the real value in terms of a product. But nowadays, what is happening when in 2021 the AI boom started, the real value calculation usually takes 4 5 years. So McKinsey has published one paper uh, in last November. They have mentioned that the real value or ROI of an AI integration has reduced from 5 years to 1 year and 1.5 year. So the system has improved a lot in terms of ROI. Getting it, you won't be getting it immediately, the ROI of any AI product. Okay, and its calculation is also quite complex in this. But we'll focus over these three items. I think we'll get it certain viewpoint towards that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, good practical perspective. Now, in the interest of time, let's take one last point, soft skills. So, of course, at your level, soft skills are one of the main agenda, main skill. But then, how can we use these soft skills or communication strategies to bring the gap between business and engineering? Because I've seen is typically this is the like a gap. I would not say communication gap, but a gap that product or engineering says something, business says something, but practically it might not be possible from engineering perspective. So, top two three points can you specify?
Yeah, I'm happy that you have asked this question. Very, very good question, actually, Srikant. Uh, Soft skills are like operating system of a person. Okay, without that, even the hardware or maybe like the high technical skills will crash when there is a lot of pressure happened. Means you won't sustain if the pressure is there. The technical skills will not work out. uh, that's not only the technical skills, you need a soft skills also. So to bridge the gap between business and engineering, okay, the leaders are mostly the uh, transformation over here who bring business and engineering together and make the KPI into a more valuable ecosystem. Some of the soft skills which every quality engineering or every person needs to be is like a presentation skill. Bring uh, storytelling with the data, practice certain public speaking skills. Number two is a negotiation and influencing skills. So, if I want Srikanth to accept my proposal, I need to have that negotiation and soft skills or influencing skills. So, all those sales techniques kind of stuff. Okay. And third one will be like mostly very crucial. Nowadays people are not listening actually. So in a perspective of you need to be active listener rather than you just answer to the question. So it will be like you bring the understanding of the problem rather than to reply it. So and not the last, the final one is the conflict management over here. So everybody has conflicts over here. So to achieve something, get away from the disagreement, you need to resolve the conflicts of yours and others in this ecosystem. So those 4 5 skills definitely every junior to senior should have in this to bridge the gap between business and engineering.
Okay. In the interest of time, very quickly, could you expand more on the negotiation part? So, Prasanna,
Sorry, Shrikant, can you come again?
yeah. So, in the
There is a
interest of
network
time,
glitch.
could you quickly expand on the negotiation skills part?
Okay. Negotiation is and upskilling, okay, or influencing mostly comes with a lot of data point. You need to understand who is on the other side of the plate first. What are their view of thinking out? So while you are putting a lot of data, okay, in terms of you ask a lot of questions to them whether you are in a situation to understand it. So it's a kind of a real time way of looking into it. So if you have consider or gather a lot of information from him or her, you will be able to understand what he is or she is looking for. So change your dynamics towards that angle and put it into the plate of a negotiation. So it is always says that okay, there is no way somebody theoretical. It comes always in a practice of putting into together. So what's the negotiation means? What somebody is asking 100, somebody is asking 50, but you have to put inside in a 75. So you need to understand what 75 meaning for them and what is 75 meaning for you, whether we will be satisfied with that. Then you have to influence them towards that direction. So that's where specifically the negotiation skills comes into picture.
Okay, just on the winding note, just to have a practical thing. So let's say business wants to have a dashboard, okay, and they want the query should be run on production full time. And practically, if you see, it has a lot of cost involved, and it might slow down some of the things, some of the databases, and it might overall have a lazy or a delayed effect on multiple other things. So what you're saying is ask better questions to the business, that why is it really required? Is it going to be, if you want it like every, not on a real time, maybe every 10 minutes if it is sufficient, or some kind of this kind of negotiation if you do, that will definitely help over a period of time.
Yeah. So whenever a product identify this is the business goal, okay, they are also not sure whether that goal will be really working or not. So jointly working with them and negotiating what can engineering do and what can a product get it in a better way. So do you really think that a dashboard will helpful for a customer? You don't know, right? You ask customer 1,000 times, okay, they will give their own viewpoint. But the ecosystem of a product plus engineering can identify that negotiation with what is really required. Okay, how the faster can be required in that. So there we need to focus on it.
Okay, certainly. So yeah, I think it's a very good and proper technical discussion at also at your level also. So I'm sure there will be a lot of takeaways for the audience from this episode, and I hope we'll do follow up episodes or maybe in future. So thanks, Prasanta, for your time, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you once again, Srikant, for inviting me to this. I'll say in a last statement, uh, I'm very keen for equality engineering always. This is not. Do not think that AI will replace it. AI will help in terms of moving in a different direction. But uh, do reach out to me on my LinkedIn profile if you have any suggestions required or any consulting required. Then I'll definitely do help you out. Thank you, Srikant, for inviting me to this podcast once again.
Thank you. Thank you. See you.